the worst case scenario if you were to hand in your resignation? And what's the worst that can happen if you don't? I can tell you exactly. You end up failing yourself with far greater consequences than if you'd resigned to follow your soul-driven position. Now, that's the end of today's scenario. Let's back up and actually assess the reasons why you are seeking a career change. If you've been with your current employer for a couple of years and been regularly promoted through the ranks, it's fair to say that your employer has provided you with the tools, training, time, development, clear expectations, vision and resources you needed to reach management and beyond. However, what has recently flipped, and why are you asking yourself, as Steve Jobs used to every morning, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm doing about today? So that was, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? Whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. Now, if you answered no, I invite you to further reflect. Is my life in transition? And is this impacting my outlook upon my long-term career? Recently, I've served clients who've gone through major personal transitions: divorce, empty nesting, organisational disruption, mergers, constant change turmoil, liquidation, or as one of them did, they found happiness with a new partner, but they had a completely different lust for love. And all these changes led them to reflect upon, how do I want to spend the next 20 years? And what can I be doing? And let's revert back to Steve Jobs here. I want to say yes every day. Let's unpeel the next layer. I put together 8 questions for you to further assess if resignation is the way forward for you. Question 1. What is currently causing you career distress? Number 2. Is the job negatively impacting my health and well-being? And if so, how? Number 3. Would a career change improve my current health and well-being? Question 4. Does my current role have a detrimental effect or impact on my family, friends, and partner? Number 5. Which is more important to me? Getting my relationships to flow again, or to continue in a job I hate? Question 6. Does my current career prevent me from doing the things that I truly want to accomplish in life? Number 7. What would a career look like that contributed to my life accomplishments, and how would it feel? Number 8. Are there parts of my career that conflict with my core values and beliefs? And does the fact that I'm still here suggest they're not as important to me as I'd like to think they are? And finally, this is the big question to ask yourself, the $100 question. If my boss was to resign tomorrow, would I want their job? And given that this is your current career pathway, apart from the remuneration increase, can you think of any additional incentives that would make you say yes? And if you can't, then what would happen if you had to carry out the role and the responsibilities? Would you be miserable, and what would you rather be doing? So, at the end of the day, is your gut telling you to quit? And if you thought through the questions above, I invite you to ask yourself again, what's the worst case scenario if I were to hand in my resignation? And what's the worst case that could happen if I don't? But please don't quit yet. In tomorrow's tutorial, I'm going to take you through how to plan for a career change before you quit. And what I'd love to do is hear in comments the questions you've asked yourself to assess whether a career transition is right for you. So, happy quitting assessing, and look forward to hearing your feedback in the comments. Thanks so much. Happy days and happy resignation.